Are you telling me that we do not have systems in place for such incidents? Because that place that they were traveling and or transporting and moving around is a popular place that they use for transportation for their movie locations and other forms of transportation. And that is actually on River Niger, according to the individual that passed on. May God bless his soul. I don't know, but those for me, that is where I'm going to look at this from. I'm not looking at it from an emotional angle. I'm not going to sit here that the freeze and talk about, it's unfortunate, he has kids, three handsome boys. I'm not going to talk about the cluelessness of many of my fellow Nigerians. I'm going to say that there, respectfully, because this same thing that also happened in Lagos, also Dosumu. Now, it is not a water incident. Remember the fire incident that happened 2 days ago when people were staying around that area and it collapsed. And the presenter ran away. People were laughing. But that is how we are not very, very attentive to life-threatening situations, to safety situations. And many people are carrying their phones and creating content. You see, yesterday, that freeze on your program, I said that we are already, in our society, the youths that are coming up in our society today, I am scared for our future. Because there is no sense of direction.
I agree.
There is no sense of direction. Everybody brought out their phones to just create content. And I have issues with social media. I always say it on your program. I have issues with social media in Nigeria. I believe it should be regulated. And the monetization thing, there needs to be some form of control, because everybody's looking at this monetization. We are not looking at manufacturing. We are looking at entertainment productivity instead of manufacturing productivity. If we all know that in Nigeria we just want to be doing entertainment productivity, let us just say we don't want to do anything manufacturing product and focus on that and turn Nigeria to the next Hollywood tomorrow. Or let's just turn Nigeria to the next Hollywood. Because this that happened here, people need to call out the Delta State government. Nobody's calling them out. They need to be called out, because what happened to that young man could happen to anybody. It could happen to me tomorrow. It could happen to you, Daddy Freeze. It could happen to Susan Peters and the other lady that joined here today. I will just leave with this. According to Pastor Martin Niemula, he said, when they came for the socialist, I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. When they came for the trade unionist, I did not speak out because I was not in the trade union. When they came for the Jews, I did not speak because I was not a Jew. And then they came for me, and there was no one else to speak for me. The Delta State government should be held responsible for what happened. Now, the people also, yes, they were crowding somebody. Daddy Freeze, you talked about the CPR thing and all of that stuff. Yes, I agree. I agree with you 100%. I'm thankful to you for bringing somebody on your program that had a dummy and was showing us how to do CPR. That, God bless you, Daddy Freeze, for that, and for the lady that came on your program to share such vital information. God bless you, and God bless that person. However, let us call it a spade a spade. Nigerians, when there is an emergency situation, get the F out of that place, the freak out of that place. Let the people that are supposed to take care of this incident take care of it. And the Delta State government needs to be called out, Daddy Freeze. I would not stop. I will keep on saying, call the Delta State government out, call the Asaba local government, call them out. They are so lazy. I'm not trying to just paint Delta State a certain picture, but I'm sick and tired of what's going on in Delta State. I'm sick and tired of.
Let's be careful not to make this too political. You have spoken.
I'm not making it political. Daddy Freeze, I'm not making it political. I started with Lagos State, for example, because we have to compare. Look at the Lagos State as Lascopa Abbey. They have all these marine agencies in place. It is not perfect, but that is what I can compare the Delta State government, whatever marine that they have. Do they even have it in place? I went to the Delta State Instagram handle, and there was nothing of such or nothing of that nature or this incident happened. It happened in your state, and there's no official statement saying, okay, something happened, we don't know the truth, whatever it is, but we are looking into it. Our agencies that is in charge of this and that are looking through the situation. Daddy Freeze, this is where responsibility have to come into place. Like I said, I am looking at it from a different angle. I am not looking at it from the angle that many Nigerians will look at it. We are trying to solve a problem, so I'm looking at it from an administrative and an engineering angle in solving this problem. Now, that lady, the producer, the location manager, the production manager, all of them, they are in trouble. They need to be sued. That one, so people can talk about that one. People can talk about that one. Hello, Daddy Freeze, can you see me?
I can see you and I can hear you clearly. Continue.
Okay.
I'm just down, so my head is bowed because I'm just exhausted.
Because Daddy Freeze, because at the end of the day, it can happen to anybody in Nigeria. It can happen to anybody. Nobody, even people that travel from abroad and come home. So long you come home, it can happen to you. Nobody is
100%.
safe.
That's what I said today. You heard me say it, Bongolee.
Nobody is safe. Forget about that. You're living abroad. You don't jump. You go japa. You not come back home.
I tire for the matter. Bongolee, you said a lot. Like you said, you're sure that Lagos State is not so perfect. No one is perfect, to be honest, because Lagos too has its own issues. But anyway, that's the side part. My problem now is the individual. May his soul rest in peace. Me as an actor, sometimes they say I'm difficult, and yes, I agree. I want to be difficult because I like my safety. I remember some years ago, I was doing a movie and they were supposed to set the character on fire, like real fire. They wanted to put something on me and then they'll put me ablaze, and then after a while they will extinguish me with fire extinguisher. And I told the producer, I'm not doing this one. Is not Hollywood. I'm not going to do it, because if Kasala boss now and then maybe the thing I now get burnt, there's no insurance for that. So I told them straight up, I'm not doing. If I'm going on a location, in fact, this only happens with low budget movies, because to be honest, I just finished Finding Messiah, which is a blockbuster movie that is coming out in summer. We had standby ambulance, we had doctors on set, we had nurses, we had security, we had everything in place. Safety first for any big production. That's the truth. In Nollywood now, I'm not talking of Nollywood those days. Nollywood has evolved for any big production and any big actor that knows their worth. They put their feet down. I will not climb boat when I know I know get life vest. I will not do it. If not like that, keep your movie to yourself, because life is more important. Anyone, that one is even a side part. My problem now is these people around the riverine area. How is it? I mean, maybe the government should be involved, like you said. They need to, educate these people on how to give certain first aid to things like this. First aid first. Instead, they carry them, they go mortuary. From mortuary, they go shrine. Oh my God! I was just saying this thing. I was losing my mind.
Sister,
seriously.
Let me throw an irony here. Please, people, bear with me. Eid Mubarak and everything. They were taking him to the mortuary and were saying, praise be to God, glory be to God. God, he has resuscitated him. Daddy Freeze, do you see the irony? Daddy Freeze.
I can see. I'm just nodding my head.
Because I can't see you, Daddy Freeze. I can't see my dear sister. But I'm saying that people, the way we talk about religion and everything, but you took him to a shrine.
And we can see you. We can hear you and we can see you.
Yes, you are taking him to the shrine and you are saying God something, something, Jesus something, something. You see the irony of Nigerians. Now, let me go another angle. When they're shooting movies in Delta State, how do they get their permits? Because I don't think you can just shoot any movie anywhere. That is also lawless.
Okay, the thing is, normally, we as the umbrella, we're supposed to have a national guild. But as it is, Nigerians, we tend to just do things anyhow. I think the Asaba too, they have their guild. I mean, we have a national guild, and then each state has their, subordinate, like the guild under the national guild. So normally, you're supposed to go to the guild, you get the permit, and another thing is they're supposed to, you know, go to a I don't know what the office is called now, to get a permit to even go on that boat, to say they're going across to go and shoot. Then they're supposed to have things available like lifeguard, like you know, first aid people on the trip. So I'm surprised with the magnitude of people on that boat, because I saw videos. That means they have two boats. I saw videos of, that means one boat is full, the other boat is full. So they have two boats. Because of course they have cast and crew, which consists of a lot of people. So you have that kind of magnitude of people carrying across. You don't have one single person for first aid. You don't have a lifeguard. You don't have nothing. And then not one single person was wearing life jackets. Not one single person.
And my sister, I also heard, like, you know, just reading through social media, they said that there was reckless.
Yes,
I don't think Nimasa is, I'm not talking about Nimasa here. Nimasa is, what's it called? That's for like big, like, what do they call them? Like ships, like moving oil and all of our, what's it called, containers and all of that. Now I'm talking of, I've forgotten the name of the agency in Lagos State. I think, is it last, I forgot, last one or something like that. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember.
Lagos State and some.
No, it's not last time. This last W. What I'm saying is that, what are their roles? Because let me tell you something here. I see things from an administrative and engineering standpoint. Because now, who would we hold accountable now in this kind of situation? Where were the lapses? You know why I'm saying this? I'm saying this because of tomorrow. Where were the lapses? They said those guys driving, they were just driving recklessly in the waterways. We saw the man actually do a video telling the guy to calm down. Are these guys even trained to operate and or man those boats, speedboat, they're not speedboat, those boats, those canoes? When I'm trying to solve problem, I look at it, I use a method called the 5 why method. Why? I take emotions out of it and be rational in my thinking if we are to solve this problem. Because now is not the time to trade blame. Now is to, who is accountable? The person, we have court systems for that. Now, what do we need to put in place? And that is why I'm going hard and harm on the Delta State government. Because it is on Delta State government and it is on the Asaba local government. Because they know how to collect, what do they call it? Levies. They know how to collect levies. And I'm not even just saying that all the 774 local governments in Nigeria, we know how to collect levies. But do the job. But before you do the job, something has to be in place. That's the angle that I look at it from. That's where I look at it from.
Good evening.
Good evening, brother. Sorry, because we have a lot of people waiting on queue. Let me just quickly hear from this brother, and then there's Cynthia still coming up. So, Bongolee, just wait for 1 minute. Let's hear from him, just in case you have something to say. If you have nothing to say, then you can leave, and I'll bring Cynthia. But I want us to hear the brother. Brother,
yeah. Good
ahead.
evening. Okay. Good evening. Good evening, Arifes. Good evening, Bongolee and Susan Peters. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I just wanted to, like, when I saw the news, honestly, I felt really bad, and I'm really in agreement with what Mr. Bongolee and Susan is saying. Because right here in abroad, for instance, if such things should happen, I think the first thing people will do is they call the emergency call lines immediately. Like, no one goes there and starts picking someone who they don't know, his medical state, his medical condition at that point in time. They just carry the person and then start finding the person, as in give the person so many like positions. So I feel like if I'm to blame, I'm not going to actually blame the people based on their ignorance of not knowing the CPR thing. Because even abroad, there, how many people even learn CPR in abroad? How many people learn CPR in abroad? What we should do in Nigeria, if I'm to say, is that we need to have like a system, not even data alone, in every state. where like emergency call line, so that if anything happens, like they call these people, ambulances should be there at that point in time. Even with this, as in all these things are happening, I couldn't even see the police around. I didn't see the police even when they were in the hospital. I didn't see the police or even any law enforcement agency. How they don't catch this guy went to the to the ritual or whatever they call themselves. Police was not even there to even douse the tension, as in to bring tranquility. Everyone was just like doing what they have in their mind. So I felt like if like in the country we should have like a standardized emergency call line, both for like paramedics, the police or law enforcement agency in situations like this, because with that at least we'll be able to know, like for example, this kind of thing, if you want to happen abroad now, as in the paramedics are already there, like resuscitating the guy using as in through CPR, or even the policeman, like dousing the situation, because everything now in Nigeria is social media. Everybody wants to just chase clout, or just like be the one like giving information in their as from their own side. So if I'm to blame, I'm also going to blame the government. I actually feel like the government are actually the bedrock of this problem that we're actually going through, because if they were standard SOPs set aside or policies set aside, even the crew, even the producers would not be able to even do this as in take such kind of risk at first. Those are my thoughts actually, because I'm actually feeling so bad about the whole situation currently.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to bring Eva Lodia is here, and Cynthia. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
Help me press the X so you can leave, so I can bring Cynthia. She's been on the queue. And also Eva, my favorite rapper. Yes.
Very free. So now let me say this here, guys. I see in the comment section and people are trying to do political spin into this. This has nothing to do with politics. This has to do with our lives. Like I said, you can only make changes with laws. You can only make changes with laws. And I'm trying to see how we can make sure that this doesn't happen to somebody tomorrow. And that is why I am calling out the people that are responsible to make these laws and put it in place. I hope you people understand me.
So here's what I'm going to say about this very unfortunate incident.
Yes. Cynthia, thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm not good. You can't, this is a Black Wednesday. Let's just call it a Black Wednesday. Because what happened today could have been avoided, especially because this guy had cried out the previous day. He made a video. He expressed his fear. He talks about being the only child. He talks about having 3 boys that he had, 3 kids he had to raise. All the signs were there. I'm not coming on this live to come and talk about who should be, who to be. I'm not interested in who should be blamed, but rather my focus is what can we do going forward? So I'm going to take you back to the beginning of your video, Freeze. The education part of this live, telling people to check their pulse, talking about CPR. See, when something happens, when an emergency happens, people start screaming, there is chaos, there's pandemonium. We need to stop doing that because we make it worse. Somebody was involved in a boat accident. He gets brought out of water. Please explain to me why, just like Susan said, they keep him in a sitting position. He should be laying down and turn to his side. Okay, a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't know about chest compression, CPR. I get it. Please, can we begin to educate people? Let's just forget Delta State government. They don't care. You talked about their allocation. This money is for them, their families, their girlfriends. They do not care. What is the value of life in Nigeria today? It's not worth anything. So the thing the government will not do for us, my brother, let's start doing it for ourselves. My best friend, Bob Goma, the comedian, he lost his mother many years ago. His mom happened to be my mom's best friend because they were colleagues. This woman slumped and people gathered around her and they were just, hey, like There have been scenarios where we've lost people that could have been saved. The hospitals, they do not care. Because when you bring in someone, the first thing they want, the first thing they're concerned about is make this person not go die here. That's their focus. That's why rather than check the person, even when you make it to the hospital won't even say, oh, let me even see if there's a pulse. Let me see if they're breathing. They'll just let it carry and go general hospital with the most nonchalant, detached way. They tell someone, panicking someone in an emergency, carry and go general hospital, carry and go private. Nobody cares. If these hospitals, if you cannot trust the nearest hospital to you, it should be shut down. So that we don't just see a hospital for hospital's sake. We know that this place is a representation of help because they turn you away. It's what they do. So let's begin to educate each other. If we can hear about someone's marriage crashing on Tunde Ednot's blog, and within minutes, everybody's aware and everyone wants to know and everyone wants to be invested, let's apply the same energy in learning how to do chest compressions when there's an emergency. Let's apply the same, let's be that invested in checking pulses. You talked about dilation of the pupil. These people do not care. They are sharing the money. It's not, Bongolee is not what you say tonight is going to change Nigeria. I have lost faith in that country. I have lost completely. Okay. I used to be someone, so you know, when those days when I did vlog, that's why I go, they do passionate Nigeria. No.
Now, let me say guys, whatever you're going to say, we have 2 more minutes. Instagram would, hold on. I need you guys to all hear me. So I don't know how you guys are going to share the remaining 2 minutes or 1 minute 30 seconds, but just know that Instagram would end the live in 1 minute 30 seconds. So I hand everything over to you guys.
Okay. I'm just going to say to everyone watching, please. Let's be deliberate in our safety. Be deliberate and intentional about safety. That's all.
If something bad happens, please, guys, it's not the time to shout, hey, it's not the time to whip up your phone. Chest compressions. Oh, Father.
Not the time to speak in tongues. Cynthia, address the speaking in tongues. Cynthia, you have not addressed
speaking in tongues. Wisdom is profitable to direct. That's what the Bible says. If person can be speaking in tongues, I will sweat for you this night the way they do it.
My sister, I've already addressed that part because I said it took